Have you ever heard the promise, eat 1 teaspoon before bed and melt belly fat like Ozempic? Sounds too good to be true, doesn't it? In a world full of quick fixes and miraculous promises, it's natural to be skeptical. But what if, behind this sensationalist claim, there was a kernel of scientific truth, a biological mechanism that, while not a miracle, could actually help tackle the most stubborn problem many of us face after 50? I'm talking about visceral fat, that deep, dangerous fat that builds up around our organs, increasing the risk of type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and other chronic conditions. The frustration of seeing the scale stall and clothes fitting tighter, even while eating relatively healthy, is a reality for millions. Metabolism slows down, hormonal changes work against us, and belly fat seems to have a mind of its own. It's in this daily battle that promises like Ozempic emerge, a powerful medication that does work but comes with a high cost and potential side effects. The question we'll explore today is there a natural alternative, a simple tweak to our routine, that can target the same biological mechanisms of appetite control and blood sugar regulation without needing a prescription? If you felt this frustration and are searching for clear, science-based, and safe information, I invite you to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications, because what we're about to uncover could be the missing piece in your health puzzle. The answer might not be in a pill bottle, but in a humble ingredient you may already have in your pantry, and its power lies in how it interacts with our body overnight. The idea that a single teaspoon of something could replicate the effects of an advanced drug like Ozempic needs to be examined carefully with science. Ozempic and similar medications work by activating receptors for a hormone called GLP-1, which, among other things, slows stomach emptying, increases feelings of fullness, and improves the body's insulin response. So, what does science say about natural alternatives that might influence similar processes? The answer lies in a fundamental, often overlooked component of our diet: soluble fiber. And not just any fiber, but specific types like psyllium, guar gum, or the beta-glucans found in oats. A growing body of research, published in high-impact journals like the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, has consistently shown an inverse link between soluble fiber intake and visceral fat accumulation. One notable study followed participants for 5 years and found that for every 10-gram increase in daily soluble fiber intake, the rate of visceral fat accumulation dropped by 3.7%. That might not sound like much, but over the years, it makes a significant difference in your metabolic health. The connection to the Ozempic effect is here. Soluble fiber, by forming a gel in the stomach, also slows gastric emptying and modulates blood sugar release. This means it helps control glucose and insulin spikes, one of the main triggers for fat storage, especially in the abdominal area. So, when we talk about that magic teaspoon, we're actually talking about a concentrated dose of soluble fiber. It's a biological hack, a way to use food as information for our body. But how exactly can a simple fiber have such a profound impact on our body, especially on the stubborn fat that builds up in the belly? The key lies in what happens inside our digestive system, a complex and fascinating biochemical process that unfolds hours after consuming that teaspoon. To understand the power of this teaspoon, let's take a journey inside our body. Imagine you've just mixed a teaspoon of psyllium powder into a glass of water and drunk it before bed. The first magic happens in the stomach. Psyllium, which is almost pure soluble fiber, absorbs water and expands, forming a viscous, gel-like substance. This gel has 3 immediate and crucial effects. First, it takes up physical space, which contributes to a feeling of fullness. If you often get nighttime hunger pangs, this gel can be your greatest ally, calming your stomach and sending satisfaction signals to your brain. Second, and perhaps most importantly, this viscosity slows down the stomach's contents. Gastric emptying, the speed at which food moves from the stomach to the intestines, is drastically reduced. This means any other food you ate at dinner will be digested and absorbed much more gradually. The result? A slow, steady release of glucose into the bloodstream, avoiding the sugar spikes that lead to insulin spikes, the hormone that tells your body, store fat. But the story doesn't end there. The real science happens further down, in the large intestine. Our body can't digest this fiber, but the billions of beneficial bacteria living there, our gut microbiota, can. For them, this fiber is a feast. As these bacteria ferment the soluble fiber, they produce incredible compounds called short-chain fatty acids, SCFAs, like butyrate, propionate, and acetate. These SCFAs are true metabolic superheroes. They're absorbed into the bloodstream and travel throughout the body, exerting systemic effects. For example, they can influence the production of satiety hormones like PY and even GLP-1 itself. Yes, you read that right. Feeding your gut bacteria the right food can stimulate your body to produce more of the same hormone that drugs like Ozempic mimic. This army of beneficial bacteria, fueled by this fiber, does far more than just aid digestion. It sends signals throughout the body, influencing our appetite and metabolism in ways science is only beginning to fully understand. And this is where the evidence becomes truly compelling. It's critical to be honest and transparent about the strength of the evidence. Soluble fiber is not a silver bullet. No single food or supplement will melt belly fat overnight. Sustainable weight loss and improved metabolic health are the result of consistent habits. That said, the evidence supporting increased soluble fiber intake is robust and comes from multiple sources. We have large observational studies, like the one mentioned earlier, that track thousands of people over years and find a strong correlation between higher fiber intake and less abdominal fat. We also have randomized controlled trials, the gold standard of scientific research. In these studies, researchers take a group of people, randomly divide them, give one group a soluble fiber supplement, like psyllium, and the other a placebo, and then measure the results. Several of these studies have shown that the fiber group experienced modest but statistically significant reductions in body weight, BMI, and, most importantly, waist circumference, which is an indicator of visceral fat. The limitation is that results can vary. A person's gut microbiota composition, overall diet, physical activity level, and genetics all influence how well they'll respond. The comparison to Ozempic must be made responsibly. While Ozempic is a direct and potent pharmacological intervention, fiber acts as a gentler, more natural metabolic regulator. Fiber's effects are cumulative and depend on consistency, while a drug's effects may be faster and more pronounced. However, fiber's big advantage is its safety, when used correctly, and numerous side benefits, like improved digestive health and cholesterol levels, which aren't necessarily tied to pharmaceutical interventions. Understanding that the results are real but context-dependent leads us to the most important question: how can we incorporate this into our routine safely and effectively to maximize benefits and avoid discomfort? Practical implementation is the most important part. Talking about science is fascinating, but what really matters is how to apply this knowledge to your daily life safely. The star of our show is psyllium powder, easily found in health food stores and pharmacies. It's almost entirely soluble fiber and forms the viscous gel we discussed. Rule number 1: start slowly. Your digestive system needs time to adjust to a sudden increase in fiber. Don't start with a full teaspoon. Begin with half a teaspoon, or even less, mixed into a large glass of water, at least 10 ounces. Stir quickly and drink immediately before it thickens too much and becomes hard to swallow. The ideal time, as the video's theme suggests, is about 30 to 60 minutes before bed. This helps promote satiety, prevents late-night snacking, and works on blood sugar modulation overnight, which can lead to better insulin sensitivity in the morning. The golden rule, and this is absolutely crucial, is hydration. Soluble fiber needs water to work. If you increase fiber intake without increasing water intake, the effect can be the opposite of what you want: constipation, gas, and bloating. So, when adding this teaspoon to your routine, make sure to drink plenty of water throughout the next day. Think of fiber as a sponge. It needs liquid to move smoothly through your digestive system. After a week with half a teaspoon, if you feel good, you can increase to a full teaspoon. Most studies use doses ranging from 5 to 10 grams per day, which is about 1 to 2 teaspoons. There's no need to overdo it. Consistency is far more important than quantity. Adopting this habit is simple, but the benefits go far beyond the scale. What we're really doing is nourishing the foundation of our health, our gut. And the impact of that on our energy and overall well-being is something worth exploring in more detail. Focusing only on belly fat loss would be underestimating the extraordinary power of soluble fiber. This simple nighttime habit triggers a cascade of benefits that positively impact the entire body's health, especially for those over 50. One of the best documented benefits is cardiovascular health. That same gel that forms in the stomach also binds to bile acids in the intestine. To produce new bile acids, the liver has to pull cholesterol from the bloodstream. The net result? A reduction in LDL cholesterol levels, the so-called bad cholesterol, which is a major risk factor for heart disease. So, while you sleep, this fiber is actively helping to clean your arteries. Another key benefit is bowel regularity. Issues like constipation become more common with age, and soluble fiber is a gentle, effective solution. By absorbing water, it softens stool and increases its bulk, making passage easier and promoting colon health. But perhaps the most exciting benefit, which science is only beginning to scratch the surface of, is the gut-brain connection. Our gut microbiota doesn't just influence metabolism, it communicates directly with our brain. The production of short-chain fatty acids like butyrate not only reduces inflammation in the body but can also cross the blood-brain barrier, influencing mood and cognitive function. Maintaining a healthy, diverse microbiome by feeding it prebiotics like soluble fiber is one of the most promising strategies for protecting brain health as we age. If this information is helpful and helps you see your health more holistically, please leave a like on the video. This helps us understand what kind of content you value most and motivates us to keep bringing cutting-edge science in a clear, accessible way. However, as beneficial as this strategy is, it doesn't exist in a vacuum. To truly transform our metabolic health, we need to look at the bigger picture and understand how this little teaspoon fits into a lifestyle that promotes longevity. This teaspoon before bed isn't a free pass. On the contrary, it's a catalyst, a booster for a healthy lifestyle. The effectiveness of soluble fiber is exponentially amplified when combined with other smart health practices. Let's start with diet. Fiber works best when part of a diet rich in whole foods. Think high-quality proteins, essential for maintaining muscle mass after 50, healthy fats, like avocado, olive oil, and nuts, and an abundance of colorful vegetables. Fiber will help modulate your body's response to these foods, but it can't undo the effects of a diet high in sugar, refined flours, and ultra-processed foods. Next, we have exercise. The combination of aerobic activity for heart health and, crucially, strength training to build and maintain muscle mass is the most powerful duo for boosting metabolism. Muscles are metabolically active tissue. The more muscle mass you have, the more calories your body burns at rest. Fiber helps control appetite and blood sugar, providing the foundation for you to have the energy to exercise and for your body to build muscle more efficiently. Sleep is also a key piece. The very routine of taking fiber before bed can be part of a sleep hygiene ritual. Quality sleep is essential for regulating appetite hormones like ghrelin, the hunger hormone, and leptin, the satiety hormone. When we sleep poorly, ghrelin rises and leptin drops, creating a perfect storm for weight gain. Finally, stress management. Chronic stress raises cortisol levels, a hormone directly linked to fat storage in the abdominal area. Practices like meditation, yoga, or simply spending time in nature can help modulate the stress response, making your body less prone to storing this dangerous fat. Recognizing that we are a complex system is the most important step. And because every system is unique, with its own history and needs, individualized guidance isn't just helpful, it's essential. This brings us to the final and most critical point of our entire discussion. Now, we come to the most important part of this entire video, the warning you need to take most seriously. All the information shared here is for educational and informational purposes. It is based on publicly available scientific research but in no way replaces the advice, diagnosis, or treatment of a qualified healthcare professional. Before starting psyllium or any other fiber supplement, or making any significant changes to your diet, it is absolutely essential to talk to your doctor or nutritionist. This is especially critical if you fall into certain specific situations. For example, people with pre-existing gastrointestinal conditions, such as irritable bowel syndrome (IBS), Crohn's disease, or diverticulitis, needs specialized guidance, as certain types of fiber can worsen their symptoms. Additionally, fiber can affect the absorption of certain medications. If you take medications for thyroid issues, diabetes, cholesterol, or any other ongoing medication, it's crucial to discuss the best time to take fiber to ensure it doesn't interfere with your treatment's effectiveness. Generally, it's recommended to take fiber supplements a few hours before or after medications. For people with diabetes, while fiber is beneficial for blood sugar control, this effect may require an adjustment in insulin or other hypoglycemic medication dosages. This adjustment must be done under strict medical supervision to avoid hypoglycemic episodes. The final message is one of empowerment. Use the knowledge you've gained today not to self-diagnose or self-medicate, but as a starting point for a richer, more informed conversation with the healthcare professional who knows your history, your tests, and your individual needs. They can help you integrate this strategy safely and personally into your health plan. We'd love to hear your experiences and questions in the comments below, creating a community of support and information sharing. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next deep dive into health and wellness topics. Take care, always question, and see you next time.